this is how I helped this creator generate $142,000 in 90 days. The which $42,000 of it was in 7 days, and $100,000 of it was in 60 days. Now, as you guys can see, this was his account right back then, 6,000 followers. He didn't have anything crazy big. He had this stereotypical stand store slapped on it, really not driving traffic or really getting any clients. So I was able to come in and help him out, right? And by the way, his Instagram, he only had like 300 followers on Instagram. So this was all driven by straight up just TikTok, right? And having the right system and understanding what I'm about to teach you here so that he could create a lot of demand and become this expert that everyone wants to learn from, right? And so this was all from a high ticket offer that we did first, and then we went ahead and did a low ticket offer. So I was able to win the Skool games. Not only did I win them, I was #1 with him, right? Here are some screenshots. Now, this is a really this what I'm about to teach you, it's so powerful that it hasn't only just worked for me, but it has worked for others, right? And I call this a coaching catalyst engine. Because really, once you install this, what I'm about to show you here, it just, you create this engine to the start of your business, of your true coaching business, where you can help a lot of people and make a lot of money doing so, right? So here's some proof that, it hasn't just helped me out, but other people have also used this exact system that I'm going to teach you here, right? So we got a couple communities that they've used the exact same system. So this is proven to work again and again and again. And the numbers are crazy, right? Depending on your offer and the audience and the creator, numbers may vary, but this is something that when you start, you'll see incredible results. And this is something that you can also grow and scale, right? So let's jump right into it. So this is Nick, right? I was able to help him. He only had 6,000 followers, but what stood out about Nick was two things. He had massive authority because of the results that he has given before, has being able to create for himself, and because of his personal brand. Now, as you guys can see, personal is underlined. Why? And what I mean personal brand, I mean he isn't just another guru. He isn't just another guy that you see in an ad off, or all these guru guys trying to sell you a course that normally certain audiences might not have a lot of trust for, because they're like, oh, they're always trying to sell me a course, it's always the same thing. But he stood out because he didn't look like another guru. He honestly just looked like another guy who is crushing it with his with his expertise. And so he's what I like to call a 1 out of 1 creator. He wasn't trying to be another Iman Gadzhi. He wasn't trying to be this other creator, right? This cool creator that drives Lamborghini and shows off and all of this. No, he was just your average family guy. He works a 9 to 5, right, in the military. So he's doing this on this side. So he's crushing it, making multiple 6 figures on this side, from making his 9 to 5. So people can relate with them. He has a good story that people are like, wow, like, you actually care about me. You actually want to help me out. You understand where I come from. So because he's a 101 creator, there's no competition. And he's very authentic. Like, one of the reasons when we're about to get into, right, market research, when I was talking to his audience, trying to find out, where the demand was for him. Like, do people really want to work with him? Do they not? Like, what's going on in his audience? And what I came to realize, just talking to his audience, is like, people loved him. Because he was very authentic. Whenever I asked him, they would be like, yeah, there's just something about him that's just different. That's just different. That thing is that it just stands out, right? He's like purple cow. Everyone else trying to be the same cow. He's a purple cow in the ocean. And people are like, wow, this is new, this is fresh. So there's no competition. Like, if you went to try to be Iman Gadzhi, yeah, he's not gonna be Iman Gadzhi. But when he dials into who he is, right, he's able to essentially create his own niche within a niche. And so there's no competition. It's very authentic, which means people are connecting with him. And if you know anything about connection, is the key for people to like and trust you. And that's how we found his ICP. Now, this is the thing with this personal brand, is that because it's personal, right? We can create a specific content system for him that connects him to his audience. And it didn't matter that he didn't have, hundred thousands of followers, millions of followers. He had less than 10,000 followers, yet he was able to, make a killing because we were able to find his ICP using the content, right? Make people aware of who he is and what he's trying to offer. And people really resonated with him, really liked and trust him. So they were willing to work with him. Now, the first step, and here's the system, here's, the catalyst to your engine, is you first want to do market research, market fit, so you can position yourself so that you can create demand for what you have to offer, right? It's very important. Create the demand, see where it's at, so then you can just supply it. And when you understand the market, and who you're serving, your ICP, you're able to align the message. You're able to create content that resonates to that specific person, right? The content matches the offer. It's all aligned and it's just different. It's very specific. And so it creates high quality leads. And when you can have high quality leads, that want to work with you as a creator, you create that demand. And something that you can do with a demand is you can test that demand. You can make money before you even have anything out there. You essentially can sell air. Now, I'm not saying don't sell them anything, right? What they wanted was access to him. When you have a personal brand, you are the product, your knowledge, what you have to offer, right? That uniqueness about you, the way you present it, that's what they want. And so you can literally see people in his DMs, we tested it before we even started with our launch, we tested it. And there's people who want to work with him now. And so when you're able to do that and see that there's a demand there, because we are creating content that, engages with his audience, because through it, we're able to find not just, a broad audience of people that want to work with him, but we also are able to find a specific ICP that wants to work with him. And so we're able to craft messaging that resonates with a specific person. And so they're like, wow, this really calls me, right? It calls me now. If someone else was to do this, they would probably attract a different ICP because of their own personal brand. And so after we found all that out, we were able to do the launch protocol, which is being able to use psychological triggers, right? Through marketing, things like urgency, scarcity, social proof, so that when we do launch, within 7 days, we can hit numbers like $42,000. Or if we even launch a low ticket offer, we can make $50,000 in just 30 days. And so with the launch protocol, what is very important to do is also understand how to drive traffic. Learning how to launch your offer, it's going to teach you how to drive your traffic. And so after we launch and we were able to use, these psychological triggers and understand the market, we were able to really create huge demand and direct traffic to places where we can nurture them, where they want to even buy even more. And then we can create a funnel and establish systems so that we can automate them and then eventually scale them. And this is, eventually down the line, once you're getting bigger, then you can get the right team in the right places so that you can take up more volume. Because like I said, when you create such a big demand and you're constantly creating content that attracts that traffic, you're going to need the right funnel, the right systems, and know how to automate and scale it with the right team to handle all of that. Otherwise, they're going to go to someone else. Oh, it's going to leak. Or you're not going to get, that client that you could have had if you had the right funnel and systems. And so it is important to know how to direct traffic during the launch protocol so that you know what conversion methods to use. And for this one, right, with the launch and the market research, we simply use story sequences. Now, we started on TikTok. That's where his main audience was. Literally, all his high quality came from TikTok, and all we did was know how to direct the traffic to Instagram, and then we use Instagram to convert them with story sequences, right, in the DMs to book calls or get further information about his ICP and being able to close them. And when you are able to do that, you're going to get a flow of leads and a flow of cash, which eventually, like I said, this only gets bigger with this engine, with this catalyst, the beginning of your coaching business. And eventually you're going to want to hire right, the right team. And it's really going to help you with this system. So I'm going to go over again exactly how we did this, how others have been able to do this. So number one is to establish your personal brand. Understand what's unique about you. For example, Nick, right, my creator, he doesn't look like another guru. He works 9 to 5. He works in the military. He's a family man. He has a fiance or a wife, I believe. Forget if they're not married or not. But, right, little unique things that it's about him. No one else can compete with him because there's only one of him. He's a 1 out of 1 creator. And based on that, with what he did, right, TikTok shop, he's not only able to offer value in his content, right, value that positions him as like a, authority leader, right, which is social proof, being able to put that as well too, and it makes him look like an expert, but be able to talk to a specific person that's going to resonate with all of those things. And it's going to want to work with him versus someone else who doesn't have those things. And you do not need, thousands of followers. He did it with less than 10,000 followers. We were just able, because of his personal brand, you were able to attract the right clients, high quality clients. And when you have high quality clients, right, it's easy. It's easy to, provide them what they need and craft a unique transformation, a unique, right, offer that's it's a no-brainer. They're gonna want to take it versus someone else. If they offer, maybe they're helping them, it's TikTok shop, this is the niche. If someone else was to offer them, hey, I can help you TikTok shop, they might not resonate with it just because of who it's coming from. Now, the second thing that we did, once again, was the market research. We understood his audience. We found out who really wanted to work with him. Was it little kids or was it grown-ups? And actually with him, we actually found out that middle-aged, people wanted to work with him, which they have money, which is very important to understand your ICP. Sometimes your ICP, you got to tilt it like a seesaw until you find the right ICP. Now, that doesn't say that if you only have this ICP that you can be a little bit more broad and attract different, a little bit of different of ICP. But when you find the right person, you can really market your message to attract that person. And eventually, it's okay to change your ICP over time a little bit too. You can do that as well too, to attract another potential specific ICP. But that's why you got marketing. And we were able to market his content just right so that we could be able to create that demand. And so once we did that, we are like, okay, we know exactly who we're talking to. We're going to offer something that is specific for them. We're able to launch something that people really want. It's like, have you ever seen a movie that you've been waiting for, right? Recently, actually, for example, Demon Slayer just came out. And this is me, this is an example of a personal brand. Me, I like anime. So Demon Slayer just came out, and for the longest time, people have been waiting for this. It's been crushing it out there. It's like number 1, number 2, right, out there. I saw like some statistics. It's absolutely insane. It's huge. But there was a demand for this. People wanted that. And just like a movie, there's little trailers and little, it's for a specific person. And we were able to do that. So when we opened it, right, we're like, whoa, people want to. And we create urgency and scarcity within limited spots. Or if it's, a paid community, maybe the price is going to rise up. Maybe you're going to lose certain benefits if you don't join now. And because of that, you're able to move people. Now, the other part is be able to just direct traffic and know where to take your traffic. A lot of people just have a slap the link, just have one little link in their bio. And it can work. But if you want to have the right funnel, the right system, so you can grow this and properly do this, right? You don't just want to slap a link in the bio, especially at Stand Store. It divides attention. You have too many things. I've seen it so many times where, they just put the Stand Store and they have just too many things. It's creating friction. So understanding things like that are causing your funnel to be leaked instead of directing them somewhere where you can start conversations and be able to convert them into customers. So understanding those conversion methods that you're gonna need depending on how you direct the traffic. Do they need to be nurtured? Are they ready to close? Are they warm? Are they cold? Do they need maybe, free resources? Do they need more social proof? And you're able to really understand it. So you can use your stories effectively. So that you can have the right DMs and be able to close and create that flow of leads and cash. Okay. Now, this is what you got to understand. This is a lot of people's problem. I want to bring awareness when it comes to personal brand. Nobody buys from faceless robots. If you don't have a story that makes people like and trust you, you're just another wannabe guru in the scroll. Put yourself out there. Unique things about you. Don't just be value, robot. Like, that is all great. But anyone can copy and paste, the value, right, of how to do a specific things. But how you present it, depending on your personal brand, is what will make it different, because you'll resonate to a specific person. It's like, have you ever had someone, for example, tell you something and you're like went right over your head? But then when someone else told you that, you understood it. It just hit differently, right? Because with a personal brand, you're also able to market yourself and create what's called a halo effect. And what's a halo effect? First, to be able to create this, you gotta have value. And so when something has value and you connect it to a story that resonates to a specific person, the perceived value of what you're marketing will increase. So for example, and I will make a video longer about this, but for example, real marketers can sell you a piece of wood that would cost $5. They can sell you that same piece of wood for $50 with the right story that targets the right ICP, because the perceived value, when you add that story, that personalization to it, it just goes up. That personalization makes the product go up. It's kind of like when you buy anything, a phone case, a computer, right? Like a computer case, like a big PC, for example. Like, I really like PCs. Or maybe it can be really anything. Whenever you personalize it, add something that it calls for you, what happens? The price goes up. That's marketing for you. Now, your content doesn't hit because there's no you in it. No personality, no unique angle, no connection. And so you gotta really be able to understand you and your story. There's actually a book, it's called Tell It to Win It by Peter Guber. And it teaches you how stories, essentially the whole point of the book is like, stories will always sell more. Like, if you have two people selling the same thing and one of them has a story and the other one doesn't, this one will outperform you all the time. Because people don't resonate with perfect. They resonate with real. My guy stood out because he wasn't a guru. He was a family man grinding in 95, stacking 6 figures on the side. That's why people believe in him and bought. If you don't share your story, you're just noise. And noise doesn't get paid. There's enough people trying to put values like, this how you do this how you do this. But do they connect with you? On how you talk, what you wear. All of these sub-communication things to them. And whenever you flex all these things like the Rolex and all this stuff, yes, it can help, right? It's like very subtle, like social proof, and maybe that's something that they want, so they'll resonate with it. But at the end of the day, it should be about your content. And when you realize this, the personal brand and your content, it's all about them. It's to show them that they can win, that they can connect with you. And so it's important to do market research. And the problem is that people, when it comes to market research, people are guessing. You think you know what they want. And the reality is that you gotta sell them or provide for them, right, what they want, not what you think they want. Yeah, it's great that you get results on, whatever it is that you do. Teaching people how to trade, teaching people how to do X, Y, Z. It's one thing knowing how to, get results for yourself is way different than coaching people and providing them the way for them to get results. And so you really gotta understand your audience. It's about them, not you. Your content isn't working, right? So your content isn't working because it doesn't connect or move the right audience and buyers. You could be having and I've seen this all the time, you could be having so many views, millions of views, hundreds of views every month, but it does not matter. It will not matter. It will not, make that into buyers. It will not convert that into buyers. All just viewers because you're not speaking to a specific person. It's too broad. Now, don't get me wrong. Like I'll give you here, like there's a strategy where you can create content that's quite broad, right? It's broad and it brings a lot of eyes, but then you have other content. You'll have content that is able to, whenever people watch that video of you that's very broad, then you're able to hopefully bring them to your page so they watch more of your content, and the next piece of content they watch, it's more specific to a specific person with a specific problem. And so with that, you'll, essentially you're creating a flow where like you're bringing a lot of eyes, and then you're leading them to watch the right content to find the buyers. So if you don't do the right research and understand what content is creating that demand, that means that you're not building a business. You're just playing business, right? You're just playing business. Now, the launch protocol. Why is this so important? Because I've seen it so many times that you launch silence. You just slap a link in the bio and hope that people just join. And maybe you watch a little bit of, you've watched some Alex Ramosi and you watch, a little bit of marketing videos and stuff. And you think, I just gotta make the community, slap it on my, on my bio. And it can get you some results, but you're throwing away so much money instead of using ways to actually move people and direct them in a way that you bring them through a process where they will buy. Right? Not having a launch, like a silent launch, is just not even bad luck. It's just a bad strategy. No urgency, no sales, no scarcity, no buyers, no proof, no trust. A weak launch isn't just lost money. It's a big, fat announcement to the market that you don't matter. Now, conversion methods. Right? I want to bring you problem aware. If you don't have a funnel, you have no flow. So essentially, you're pouring leads into a leaky bucket and watch money drip away, right? Like, that's what you're doing when you don't have a funnel. You're just like, oh, right? Like, you're just letting water come. Like, let's say you do have that flow of water, that's, a metaphor for my analogy for, leads. You have that flow of leads, and you're like, yup, come here, and it's just leaking everywhere. You're barely even catching anything. So it's important to have the right funnels, and it takes time to build it. It takes a lot of time. It takes focus from what you should actually be building. And I will get to that in a second. And remember, likes don't pay bills. Followers don't pay rent. Funnels do. Without a proper funnel, your DMs are chaos, your calls are randoms, and your sales are luck. And luck isn't a strategy, like I said. And what I mean by calls are random, you don't have the proper funnel, you're going to get all these book calls, right? You're going to be like, yes, people are booking calls. And you're going to hop on these calls just to find out that this person is not a buyer. It's a waste of time. You're going to hate it. You're going to be like, what am I even doing this? Right? A bad funnel isn't neutral. It's kill cash flow. It leaves buyers confused, lost, and clicking off to someone else who does have their act together. Right? So now I want to talk to you. from what I've seen, a lot of times when a lot of creators, who have a big following or who trying to get started, right? They maybe created a little demand with their content. People are responding well. A lot of times, they build. What I've seen is like they build this ego, right? They have like this ego, or they have fear, or maybe a mixture of the two, right? And this is stopping you. It's making you get on your, like you're getting in your own way. Right? You have your ego and you're like, no, I can do it all by myself. I watch a YouTube video. I can do it all by myself. Really? Really? You're honestly, when you think like that, for one, there's only so far you can go by yourself. There's just so far that you can go by yourself. And even if you're doing all by yourself, how much work are you doing? Like, you want to create a business so that you can also enjoy the fruits of it. So you can enjoy your life, spend, time with loved ones, go do a fun hobby. The guys who are actually killing it, making $100K a month, they're not working more, they're working less because they understand how to systemize everything. Why? And it's cool that you want to do the sales, you want to build your own funnel, you want to do this, but you're only one person. How are you going to give your clients 100% of you, which is what they need to get those results? If they're paying you, you better get them the results. You better help them. You better pour your soul into it, or else you're a scammer. You understand? This is serious. I'm not just here to make money. That's great. But I'm here to create win-wins. We win, the client wins, and we change lives. We do this for God, and we expand, and we create, and we grow, and we create opportunities. And that's what I'm here for. And so stop letting your ego get in your way, because it's just gonna take you nowhere. You're only one person, right? Like this is you. This is you, right? Can't really make the eyes. Oh, he's kind of Asian. Okay. This is you. And there's this task that you have to do. This task that you have to do. This task that you can do. This task that you have to do. It's impossible to put 100%, right? 100% to all of them. You only have so much energy, 100% in mental focus. And if you want to perform the best for a specific thing, you can only pour into one thing at a time. Meaning, if you're doing multiple things, this thing is getting, 25%. This is getting 25%. This is getting 25%. This is getting 25%. And then you wonder why you don't grow. It's just, you can't. It's not possible. And yes, there are some cases where some people can take it very high just by themselves through certain automations. Yes. But still, even they have certain, teams that they hire. And so if you can just hire someone, give them maybe a percentage of your business, right? Like 20%. So you can make 100 times more, right? Why wouldn't you do that? Not only that, but you'll have more time to yourself. Now, the other reason that I see that a lot of creators don't get these done or find help, the right help, it's fear. They're scared that, they build all this audience or whatever, and they're scared that if they launch something, no one's gonna buy. You're like, but what if it doesn't work? What if it doesn't work? Well, if you do it by yourself, it might actually not work. But it's a business, you gotta take risks, you gotta put yourself out there. And if you launch something and it doesn't work, it's not that big of a deal. You just, like a seesaw, you just tilt it. You tilt your content strategy, you tilt your ICP, you tilt your messaging, you get better. And eventually you just attract new people. It's not like you launch something and the audience that you have is going to see it, and then next time you launch something, they're going to be like, lame. Nah, the first one didn't work. No, that's not how that works. So don't be scared to take action, to build this, to change lives. You're robbing people that need you, that want to have their lives changed, and that can be you. But you gotta put yourself out there. So, if you are ready for change, you are a creator. Whether you have small followers or you have a lot of followers, you want to monetize it, you want to have the right systems. So in the next 30, 60, 90 days, you can make, an extra $10,000, an extra $50,000. I mean, you can take it even more, right? Within a month, you can make 100K. Now start, if it's your first time, you can still make a lot of money. Like myself, my first time, I was insane. So I encourage you to find help. It can be me, right? If you want me to help you, message me on Instagram. Now, maybe it's not me. Find someone to help you. Please get educated and have someone help you. And take the actions so that not only you can change your life, but you can change other people's life. Absolutely. I hope this helped. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.